Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. How are you? If you're in the chat, judging by what we've just gone through in the background, you're not doing so well. We've got 2 weeks of predicciones, and we haven't had a chance to catch up on them. And guys, dear oh dear, whoever has been responsible for the chat's predictions this week just finished and the week before that, I mean, it's not great. It really isn't great. Take your head and put it in your hands. Butler has pulled away. And if I'm entirely honest, Johnny is right on your tail, chat. It's right on your tail. It's insane how quickly things can turn. What is crack-a-lacking, people? Welcome back to Football Inc. Do your best to do the following things for us. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Notification button should be squeezed and comments should be dropped. We are also today sponsored by, as always, the wonderful people over at OK Jersey. You know what to do. If you're looking for your best clobber in town, best prices, best quality for all of your athleisure wear, specifically resembling a spherical shaped ball, then you might be able to find it over at OK Jersey. Get yourself 8% off using checkout code. Not this one. I haven't changed the background. My apologies. It's code FINK. It's code FINK. There it is. Code FINK at checkout gets you 8% off. And we appreciate the support for them. We appreciate them for the support for us. We are also available on all of your podcast platforms. So if you do want to watch us back after the show, you can watch us back on Spotify. If you want to listen to us back, you can also do that on Apple and Amazon and all that jam. Johnny, how are you?
I'm a Spurs fan. What more can you say?
Tough times.
Because I'm free falling. Yeah.
That's a fucking tune. I'll get my guitar out. Yeah, I'm free. free falling.
Yeah, that's my club. Free falling. Yeah, we're in a sorry state. We're in a sorry state. But the thing, look, I didn't expect anything else, if I'm brutally honest. I mean, my score prediction was heart rule in my head. But what's really pissed me off is the standard. Well, it's more than that. It was a lot to do with our club, but the standard of refereeing again this weekend. The Burnley game, the Spurs game, the Man United game, the Arsenal-Chelsea game. I don't know what to say, Sean. You know, they were in a meeting last week talking about how they can speed up the game. Well, most of the game, the delays in football aren't for a throw-in. It's them messing around when they get a corner, right? Going in and out of the box, trying to tell people, don't push, don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. Why not just let them do it and then blow your whistle and give them a free kick or a foul or a penalty or what have you? Look how long each corner takes. And then the VAR. And the VAR, they don't know what they're doing. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. There is absolutely zero consistency. They had controversy at Ibrox in the last minute. They had controversy in the Burnley Brentford game, which was mind-numbingly. I mean, look, as far as I know, the VAR was brought in to offer clear and decisive proof in an incident. They wouldn't get involved unless there was clear proof that something had gone on. So the referee gives a goal. Unless it's clear and obvious, it's a goal. So the referee gives the goal against Brentford. One of two. I'll go on about the second one, the one that drew them level 4-4. And nearly 6 minutes trying to work out whether Ashley Barnes touched the ball with his hand, right? If it takes 6 minutes and you still can't really decide, then it's not clear and obvious, is it? It's not clear and obvious.
They never even looked at Declan Rice's grappling of Jarell Hatto and then an arm ball over the top. Yeah. Don't tell me there's not a conspiracy going on, Johnny. Don't tell me there's not a conspiracy, mate. Don't do it.
I mean,
I'm not going to listen to it.
It's absolute bullshit.
And Arsenal have complained so much over the last couple of years about every little thing that the 50-50 could go their way, that now every little thing goes their way. Every little thing.
Arteta was in the fourth official's ear consistently before Neto. I'm not saying Neto shouldn't have got sent off. It was stupidity, right? Absolute stupidity. But I'll give you an example. Timber was running down the right-hand side, and Hatto went to make a challenge and then decided he wasn't. They absolutely dived. He dived, absolutely dived. Clear dive, right? Wasn't even in question. Hatto gets a yellow card from that free kick. Sanchez punches out for a corner. They score from the corner, right? But how was Rice's arm wrestle? Hatto's trying to go up on the corner. He's got him in a lock. He's actually suppressing him, stopping him coming up.
Two fouls. There was the handball and there was the grapple. I didn't even look at it.
How is that? How are they not looking at that? It just doesn't make sense. These are the decisions that change the game.
Man said, they told you. Benito Sotelli says it. They told us they want a new winner every 6 years. That's what the geezer from the Premier League said. Masters, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's a master of one thing. It's absolute inconsistency. That's what he's a master of. Corruption. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't feel a certain way. And it's not just because of Tottenham. There's been 4 incidents at Tottenham in the last season where all 4 could have gone a certain way and they all 4 went against us. And at the same time, Arsenal never get anything going against them. And whenever they do, even if it's like 51-49, the people employed at Arsenal, they create this noise. These are human beings. They're subject to the influence of the weight of pressure. I've been calling for this at Tottenham Hotspur for a long fucking time. You have to participate in the dark arts because you might just get the next one. You're not going to get that one changed, but you might get the next one. It started for me. The logic started when Liverpool got that man sent off against Tottenham when they shouldn't have had it sent. When the guy shouldn't have been sent off, right? When they went down to 9 men, and then there was so much noise about that then Tottenham never got a thing since, and Liverpool got so much last season, so much. Because everyone was like, it's obvious that if there is an injustice and you kick up enough fuss, people are going to participate in like, I don't want to double down on that, so I'm going to give it more in that person's favor than the otherwise. It's just human nature. It's human nature to not want to feel like you're going to encourage more weight of aggression against you. And Tottenham don't do it. There's been 4 examples this year, and yet has anyone from the football club called anybody out? No. But whenever it happens to Arsenal, they call it out. They make a massive song and dance about it, and they get absolutely everything in their direction, Johnny. Everything. That Declan Rice was the double foul, and neither of them were called. It's a fucking disgrace, mate.
It's a penalty. Listen, it's a penalty all day long. You don't need to you watch that on the TV. One go, he's not only is he cuddling him. Not only has he got his arms around him like this, he's actually suppressing Hatto's jump. And then he elbows it.
That as well.
And he's not even looking at the ball. He's not even looking at he's looking away. His sole thing, he's not looking at anything other than suppressing the player. And look, I don't mind
you know what
that.
will happen, mate? Like if Arsenal, if they've had everything go their way, and no, of course you're never going to call that shit out. But if something was to go against them one time, so they got 1 out of 10 decisions that didn't go against them. You know who he said disgrace, guys. He said disgrace. Like it's you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen, Johnny, and they'll get the next fucking thing in their favor. Like I say, the geezer that Moretti, the guy Masters did say it. We want new winners every 6 years, and Arsenal are the latest winner. They haven't won yet. They're going to get it given to them. And you know what? Tottenham are going to go down. Maybe not because of bad decisions.
No.
But in no small part, there's been enough moments this season where Tottenham haven't kicked up merry hell when they should have done. And so the next one, if you don't kick up about what happened against Arsenal, then what happens against Fulham happens. If you don't kick up about what happens against Fulham, then against Palace something will happen, and it will go their way. And if you don't kick up about that, then something will happen against Liverpool or against Leeds. At some point, Tottenham have to wake up and smell the fucking coffee, which is make a song and dance about these things. Why? What's stopping you? Is it because the fear of other fans saying, "Oh, boo-hoo"? Give a shit. we're in relegation jeopardy here. We need everything we can get. We need every little inch to go our way. And at the moment, we are not getting any of it, and we're not doing anything to like plug the hole in the wave of absolute indifference from the VAR or the refereeing, PGML corruption. I'm calling it corruption because I think it is.
Look. The thing is, what Arsenal are masters of the dark arts, right? You can say I'm whining all you like, David, right? But it would be any club. We're talking about across the board in inconsistency. If you listened at the beginning of the show, I spoke about Burnley. I've spoken about loads of clubs in the last few weeks, right? But the inconsistency is mind-numbing. But the thing about Arsenal is they compiled a dossier and they sent the dossier to the PGMO. These are all the decisions that went against us, Sean. These are the ones that all went against us. You've got it in for me. Infamy. You've all got it in for me, right? And that's what they did. Spurs, on the other hand, oh no. Well, what are you worried about? If it gives you one decision between now and the end of the season that's debatable, the Dragusin one. I mean, I didn't want to go into that because there was other ones. Okay, I want to talk about another one, but not just Spurs. The Cunha dive, right, to get Lacroix sent off. For me, that's a dive. That's a dive.
I haven't seen it.
It's almost minimal contact on him. That doesn't affect me. Crystal Palace doesn't affect me. But Cunha, he dives and the guy gets sent off of the VAR. There's absolutely no consistency. I was behind the goal. I was in row F, much lower than I ever like to be in a football game, right? And when Jimenez put his hands onto Radu, I shouted out straight away, free kick, right? It's going to be disallowed. It wasn't even in doubt. I mean, you saw what happened with Gabriel. Two hands in the back. He didn't even touch him. Ruled out. And what about when Cuti Romero with Ekitike? Ekitike, two hands pushed in the back. And what about Lenny Yoro's double hand push? This was the worst one. The double hand push into the back of Calvin Bassey, that Calvin Bassey couldn't even jump. He'd pushed that far forward. And he just jumps up and headers the ball in and the player's on the floor. It's embarrassing. And yet that goal, all of those goals, fine, right? It's just inconsistency. And I believe, Sean, that the referees, mate, have got so lazy that they're relying on the VAR. They're relying on it to do the work for them. They're not refereeing the game. I mean, look at the panic on their faces in the Spurs Arsenal game when the comms unit went down. Right? Oh, we can't carry on with the game. Well, hang on. We had football for 100 years with a flag.
It's the narrative. It's the narrative of like, oh, they're different scenarios. And I heard this bollocks last night on. Listen, I just spent a lot of time with Sab. I'm not saying Sab was part of the bollocks, but I heard there's a lot of bollocks on Sab's channel last night about this whole thing because certain people on there were trying to defend certain scenarios. Like, it's mad. It's mental to me, right? But because they're different scenarios, because the referee on the pitch decided to view it differently. The one was called a foul, and the other one wasn't a foul. Therefore, the VAR has to get involved to overrule obvious errors. It's not about VAR. It's about the whole refereeing thing. How can one referee call one a foul and the other one not? And it's subjective. Then it's a fucking disgrace. Like, you have to have, like, they are exactly the same. And if I'm entirely honest, the theatrics of Gabriel for the first one, there was no theatrics from Dragusin. He was literally thrown off the floor forward, right? There was no theatrics, no bending, arching of his back like he was doing the swan dance
with the legs flipping up.
Yeah. But Chris is sitting there going, who defends the referees all the time. He's sitting there going, well, yeah, but because what the referee called what it's subjective, therefore it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fucking fine that one referee sees it as a foul and the other one doesn't. That's a fucking problem. Stop defending the scenario because there's some other angle here. I love Chris; he's a good guy. But like, what are we fucking doing here, Johnny? Like,
there's not an angle.
Mad at our own football club. Are we that Like, are we self-harming here? Are we pulling out like little fucking razor blade? What are we doing? We'd rather be sitting there mad at ourselves than call out the absolute injustice of in 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, whatever, two entirely similar scenarios judged entirely differently. And because one was called a foul and the other one wasn't, therefore the referees haven't fucked up. Fuck off. The referees have messed up entirely. It's outrageous.
And both of them are
And more importantly, the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club need to get somebody in the football club to be dealing with this shit, because otherwise it will carry on happening. And it's those decisions that are going to compile of themselves, and no one else is going to take your back for you. No one else is going to defend you. So it's on us to look after ourselves. Arteta does it with absolute supremacy, and they get everything in their direction because the referees are terrified of being on the receiving end of Arteta's blunt stick. And we need to do the same, because all these things compile and compound on themselves to find ourselves in a relegation fight. And if we don't stop it, the same shit's going to happen on Thursday fucking night, Johnny. You watch.
There's no policing. Look, all we're asking for here is consistency. What is the rule? Is the rule if your arm goes up and you flip it on your hand, it's a penalty? We don't need, and like for the Burnley verse, we do not need a goal that's been given online, but on the site by the referee. It does not take 6 minutes to find a handball. It just doesn't. And if you're looking for 6 minutes to try and make the narrative fit, you're going to find a way. It's bollocks, right? It's absolute bollocks. And what are they doing? They're meeting up to try and stop the throw-in taking 10 seconds, right? So Coyote, right, who's defending at the back, right, can't take a throw-in because it would take him more than 5 seconds to get there. Well, what are we doing here? Why not focus on the shit that's wrong? There's 10 games to go. Don't be changing the rules now, right? We've had 3/4 of the season. Change the rules so that they work next season. Have a VAR system that's fit for purpose. A VAR system where there is 100% blueprint. This is what's happened. These are referees in there. You might as well get you and I in, or get footballers in. Get someone in. I don't know what they're doing, eating prawn cocktail sandwiches. I don't know what they're doing, but they are in that thing. They don't do anything. They're called upon. They interfere when they shouldn't interfere. They don't interfere when they should. And now they want more. They want more. They want to interfere now in corners that shouldn't have been corners, and a second yellow card where it should have been more. And it's getting farcical now. They're killing the game. It's stop, start, stop, start. It's bad enough that football has been killed this season. And for me, this is the worst season of football, free-flowing football I can remember. It really is. If you look back to 2013, the people with the most passes, right, 10 years ago would have been all your midfielders. All of them. It would have been your midfielders will be the number one. They would be the top passers. The top 10, top 20 would all be midfielders. You look now, 7 of the top 10 passers in the Premier League this season are centre-backs and defenders. Because the game is dead. It's all about set pieces every week. On the weekend, how many goals were scored from set pieces? What happened to free-flowing football? And then you've got these jokers talking about, we need to get the game. These people are killing the boat. A throw-in is not killing the game. It's the policing. Failed copper, absolutely. Howard Webb. They like the authority.
Referees are just police officers, aren't they? We know what we think about police officers generally. My experience with coppers has been pretty abject in my life, to be entirely honest. Absolute fucking...
You see, look, the most delusional fan base out. Right? The refs ain't the reason you are. We know that, mate. If you listen,
if you're an Arsenal fan, then mate, then I hope you don't.
Fine. Listen. Yeah. Right, you got 2 of these. So if you listened, I said right from the off, Damien, this isn't about Spurs. The reason we are in this shit is not because of the referees.
Arsenal wouldn't be leading the fucking Premier League if they had if there was parity in the refereeing decisions. Let's be entirely honest. Arsenal have augmented a scenario whereby they get every little nook and cranny going in their direction every single time. Every single time.
Look, that Cunha for me was a dive, right? Okay, it's subjective. If some think it's a penalty, what have you? Is it a red? Not a chance that is a red card. He's over on the far left-hand side of the touchline, right? For me, the incident happened just outside the box, but it's not a red. You changed the entirety of the game. They wouldn't have won that 2-1, I don't believe. I mean, I don't know. I just think the whole thing, my hot take, ex-military personnel should be hired. They're trained in making quick decisions. Listen, I think the thing is, guys, the people who are meant to enforce the rules don't even know them, right? It's like a lawyer going before a judge and not knowing how to be a lawyer and quoting stuff and getting it totally wrong time after time. There's no consistency. If there was consistency, all of us wouldn't have a problem. It's not about Spurs. It's about multiple infractions. You know, why is it certain games when players, what about the 8-second rule for the goalkeeper? Oh, it was all enforced for the first couple of games of the season. Then it all went off. Goalkeepers taken forever to take goal kicks. What about that one? What about that one? I mean, even our own goalkeeper, laughably, Vicario, we're 2-0 down, and you think he was playing for time after 20 minutes, right? Yeah. The amount of time he takes to take throw-ins. There are other things to address in the game of football right now, right? Other than 5 seconds, making it 5 seconds to take a free kick or 5 seconds to take a throw-on. They got it all wrong. They are deflecting from the main issue here is the PGMOL have lost total control of what's going on. And I'll tell you, and I said this to you before, Sean, I am amazed right here, right now, that they have not got a sponsor for VAR. Why not make VAR the main part of football? Because it's becoming
Specsavers. Yeah.
Specsavers should do it.
That's 100% going to come. 100% is going to come. Good point. Yeah, listen, let's part the refereeing decisions. The rest of the games this weekend, though, outside of the VAR controversies, about what you'd expect, right? All the bottom teams losing, all the teams doing better, winning.
I thought Leeds played very well.
No one's really grabbing any chance to stay up right now. There's opportunities for teams, but they're not. Forest can't do it. Palace can't do it. West Ham can't do it, and certainly Tottenham can't do it.
I don't put Palace in that bracket personally. I think Palace were unlucky, as I said, but there's shit and shittier. I think right now, Wolves are better than Spurs. I think Burnley are playing with more fight than Spurs. I think West Ham probably are playing the best of that bottom thing, the bottom 4 or 5, if I'm brutally honest, as much as it pains me to say it. I think Liverpool, interesting with Liverpool were bottom of the set piece league. They sacked their set piece coach. They're now top. And it was the set pieces really that undone West Ham. I thought West Ham played quite well. To go to Anfield and put up any performance. I know 5-2 sounds like an absolute smashing, but I think it doesn't really give a true reflection of the game. But I think the only reason Spurs will be able to stay up this season, Sean, is if the other two can't get their act together. The one thing you look at Burnley at home. Had Spurs been 3-0 down to Brentford at home, that whole stadium would have been horrific, absolutely horrific. Yet they came back 3-1, 3-2, 3-all. We all know what happened after that. But the fan base were at least behind them. They haven't deserted them, even though they know they're going down. But and Leeds, I think the Leeds fought really, really well. They were really unlucky. They gave Manchester City a really hard game of football. And it's funny enough.
They got an interesting game tomorrow night against Sunderland, haven't they?
Yeah, I can see. They're away. Are they away?
They're at home.
Yeah, I can see
But they've
Leeds.
got an FA Cup game on the Sunday, so they have to have one eye on that. But I don't think they'll care about that. They'll care more about staying up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see them doing it. See, look, Wolves have conceded the least amount of set pieces in the league. I think, considering we're bottom, that's quite a crazy stat. 100%, Ryan. And also, I think Rob Edwards has done a fantastic job prepping for the Championship. You know, he's trying to get a winning mentality in there. Whether or not you can hang on to the likes of Mane, João Gomez and Andre, open to debate. But I think Rob Edwards is a really good coach. And you can see there in the fight, really fighting well. And Dark is doing Fark. Sorry, not Dark. Fark has done a really good job at Leeds. You know, they're fighting every single game. You know, I don't
Burnley
think they
were unlucky as well, weren't they? If Burnley had got that, because they were 3-0 down, right, and then they got back to 3-3-all. Then am I right in thinking that they had a goal that was then disallowed, and then the other team
4-3? Yeah, 4-3. VAR.
So it could have been 4-3 to Burnley, but it turned out to be 4-3 to the other side, right?
Yeah, and that took 3 minutes. That took them 3 minutes, nearly 4 minutes to get that one disallowed, and then the last one was nearly 6 minutes to get Burnley's second one disallowed. So yeah,
if Burnley are playing the way they were playing, if they were to have got the win there, they would have been on 22 points. They're only 3 points then off of West Ham. Well, unfortunately, they're now 6 points off West Ham. So we think Burnley's fate is sealed, right?
I think so, but it's a shame because that would have really put the cat amongst the pigeons. I mean, it really would. I think they deserve the draw. I do think that, you know, they deserved it. Look, the thing is, you know, Leeds had 2 disallowed goals. I thought Leeds played extremely well. I really did. But you can see fight. And as much as it pains me, you know, as a Spurs fan, I look at that team of ours and I don't see it, Sean. I never saw any fight until Richarlison and Matthias Tell came on. And it was only at that point that those two, you know, they rallied. But, I mean, do you want to talk about this?
For me, Igor Tudor, mate, has to... He has to just put, like, first things first. I know he wants to talk about this notion of, like, you need to look within yourselves right now. You need to be... You know, you have to have that kind of inner fight and all that stuff. And he's right about all that stuff. The mentality thing is necessary and it's clearly lacking. However, at the same time, for him to also say that tactics don't matter right now, I think is so wildly fucking stupid. Like, to be honest, the way that we set up against Fulham was a joke, Johnny. We needed to play you can't have 2 right-footed, left-sided players and expect the ball to come down the left-hand side. If you're going to make that decision, you don't put your most creative player on the left wing and then put 80% of your possession down the right-hand side or through the middle and expect, and then you hook Xavi Simons for having a bad game. This is going back to you know, to the mistakes that Thomas Frank was making. Like, he was hooking Xavi Simons when he wasn't allowing the midfielders to join him. Like, now we got a guy who's putting Xavi Simons at left wing and putting Conor Gallagher as right wing and saying go down the right hand side, and you're trying to create enough to score goals. It's absolutely mental. To me, the obvious scenario is you put Matisse Tell on the left, you put Xavi Simons in the 10, you put Mawani, if you have to, on the right wing, because he's the only one that can probably play there. You put Solanke up top or Richarlison, and there's an argument for Richarlison because at least he has the fight in him right now. And then you put 2 midfielders like Conor Gallagher and Paulinho in the middle. And then you obviously need to pick someone on the left back who's a left footer. Like, what's the difference between picking an inexperienced 19-year-old who's at least played left back between an inexperienced 19-year-old who isn't left back, but because he's versatile, there is some assumption that he can therefore do a job anywhere, when in reality, I don't think he does a job anywhere. When you play him for 45, 60 minutes at left back, then you move him over to the right wing just because he's like versatile. Versatile is this like ridiculous word that assumes to mean that you're going to be fine placing this person anywhere on the pitch. Is he versatile enough to play as a goalkeeper, Johnny? It's mental. Like, play a left back that you have in the team, or play Mickey van der Ven at left back and put Danzo and Radu Dragas in the centre backs. Let Mickey van der Ven do what Mickey van der Ven wants to do, which is run the ball out. Let him do that from a less risky position. He got picked off 4 times trying that out of the centre back spot yesterday. It's mental. Igor Tudor has to take some accountability for his setup here. It's wild to me.
I'll ask you the question, Sean. It's more than Igor Tudor. I mean, the heart, I was raging. There's players in there without even going into don't deserve to wear the shirt. But is there a scenario, I'll ask you now, if we lose against Palace and we lose against Liverpool, that this guy gets sacked?
No.
You don't think so? If
he does, mate, I mean, what are we fucking doing?
He's the first manager.
You've made you're going to change the manager again and expect him to create miracles. You can't. You've made your decision. I think most people agreed that Thomas Frank had to go. I'm not sure anyone had a strong opinion on Igor Tudor, because I don't think many people knew much about him. Some people did, maybe some people didn't. I don't know. I didn't have a strong opinion on him. But you're sacking him for who do you bring in next? It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You have to stick with it now. You've made your decision, and if it means that we get relegated, then fuck it. Then that's what happens. But you can't change again. You can't sack him again, mate. It's mental.
Well,
the club would just look like an absolute.
The guy has come in.
There wouldn't be a word in the fucking English language that would describe how shambolic the club would look if they hired Igor Tudor and sacked him again.
Sean, we've used them all and we've already done that. We already look like a laughing stock. Explain to me why, with 11 games to go, we are doing pre-season training, right? We're doing pre-season.
Yeah, you mentioned to me on a chat on the phone earlier. Say what you know, because I don't know what you know. So
no, I was just saying, but Jed Spence has got injured, right? He's just come back from injury. No player who's just come back from injury when we're in the current state needs to be doing cross-country running, right? Okay, if they ain't fit, they're not going to get fit. Killing them in the warm-up now. That should have been done at the beginning of the season. You have to find a tactic. Square pegs in round holes. Square pegs in round holes. No manager has lost his first 2 games as a Spurs manager since Martin Jol in 2004. Okay, we have conceded now 8 games on the trot, 2 goals, 8 games on the trot. It's never happened in our history, mate. Never happened, right? When losing, not winning a game. It's absolutely ridiculous, mate. 10 games, 4 points in 2026. Mate, this is I don't see how he's getting out, mate. I look at players, I don't want to pick on individuals, but Xavi Simons, we've seen snippets of Xavi Simons. Colin Moani.
He's not being played in a fucking.
No, but even I know, but
on the left wing, and then you put everything down the right wing, and then you hook him.
I'm not saying just this game. I'm not saying just this game, Sean. Right? I'm not going to pick on one game. That's not fair. I'm saying as a snapshot of the most of the season. I'm talking about loads.
You can't pick on Igor Tudor over 2 games, right?
No, but I'm saying no. But you can certainly see that he's not sure what he's doing because you brought in a manager that doesn't know the players, that's trying to find out the players and putting them square pegs in round holes. And it's not going to work.
Are you suggesting we sack Igor Tudor? Legit?
No, I'm saying, what is the heat going to be like? Look, I can't see us beating Crystal Palace as the way we are. Glasner's got Crystal Palace playing with fight and heart, even when they've lost their players, even though they've lost Lacroix. They've got enough about them to cause us problems, right? It's as simple as that.
Cool.
And I don't see the fight. I don't see us getting anything out of Liverpool.
No, of course not. Yeah, Liverpool's a loss. You have to beat Palace, but if you don't beat Palace, if you lose to Palace and you lose to Liverpool, you can't sack another one, mate. Like we're just. It's like
Should we have appointed him?
Huh?
Should we have appointed?
I don't know, mate. Obviously,
Yeah.
It looked like the answer's no, but at the same time, like, what were we supposed to do? And if you sack him now and you got bring Harry Redknapp back? Is that the last swing? Like the last swing of the bat? What are we doing? It's mental. Like you've made a decision. The club have made a decision. They decided to go in a certain direction. Sacking him now is beyond the pale of ridiculousness, mate. You have to like 2 games, Johnny. 2 games. It's 2 games.
I know I'm asking the question, Matt. Matt, you got to understand, right? We ask the question, right, and then we get the response, like yourself, right? It's a question. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying there are many people that are calling for that to happen. Yeah. So
you can't sack the guy again. I mean, I don't know. Where do you go? Where do you go if you sack him, Johnny? I don't think you can. What do you do? Who's the next cab off the rank to come in and fail? And if he loses 2 games, you sack that guy as well. What are we doing? It's mental. The club's made a decision. They've got to stand up and take it on the chin. I think we are going to go down, mate.
Listen, I think we need the emergency parachute, mate, because I can't see where the next win's coming from. When we went 2-0 down, right? Everyone dropped. Mickey van der Ven, his face like thunder. He was lucky. He was racing back after he lost the ball. He was racing back with face like thunder at full pelt. Had he connected, probably got sent off. The people, they're not performing. I mean, I thought Sousa did all right when he came on. At least he's a left back with some pace, But I think we're in real trouble.
The team needs to be like marched out onto the stadium, and then the stadium on a Wednesday afternoon, like a couple of days' time, 100 fans, 100 season ticket holders that have been there, 60-year season ticket holders, people like Lubo, people like yourself, whatever, that have been there for 30, 40 years supporting the club. You need to do what the fucking ultras do in Italy, right? And the players, it's on the players right now. It's not on Igor Tudor. It's not on the football. Like there's nothing more we can do, right? The directors of the football club have fucked up time and time again, but there are 15, 16 players that are fit right now. They need to have a quick 10 minutes with some passionate football fans who tell them, for fuck's sake, guys, I know that this doesn't mean that much to you, but it means the world to us, right? I got this going on in my life, right? I got no money. My kids got this problem. I can't afford their salary. My job's at risk. Tottenham is my release from the struggles that you will never know. You will never fucking know exist, because you're never going to have a financial problem. There's never a price tag that you're never going to be able to pay. But me, that's not the fucking same. And my life sucks. My life has sucked for a long fucking time, and Tottenham is my only release. I need you to wake up and do it for me and people like me. They need like 10 minutes exposure to some passion from fans, sort of like what the ultras do in other countries. And then maybe, just maybe, half a dozen of them will walk away and go, all right, let's do it for them, if not for ourselves. But
just like the Arsenal fans.
By changing the manager, you're not going to fix it by sacking Johan. All that shit, it has to happen, but that's not going to happen now. You need the players to find a reason to give a fuck, and that needs to happen. I don't know how that's going to happen. It's not going to happen in reality, but in an ideal world, a cheeky 10 minutes with a few passionate fans might make them realize that...
Might not get out the room, Sean. They might not get out the room. I mean, listen, Foxy's right. Looks terrible, but I'd love to understand the board. We heard before for Frank. After an extensive search across the world, we found Thomas Frank. How extensive was this search? We need the passion. And as Matt Cox, let's get Delia Smith in. Let's be having you.
But Delia Smith was asking for the fans to support. I think the players, if you're looking for a roll of the dice that is outside of the ordinary, outside of Igor Tudor putting the fucking fist up their shit pipes and giving them something to worry about, then I think that it wouldn't go amiss to have some passionate fans that could do it in the right way, to be able to say to them, guys, I know you don't care, Mickey. I know you don't care because if we get relegated, we all know you're going to be on the fucking first plane out, right? But God, this means something to us, and we were there for you in Bilbao, right? You loved it when we were there, screaming your name, signing your getting us all that stuff, right? You love that shit. Like, do this for us, even if you're not here in June, even if you piss off. Do it for us now, please, because there's millions of Tottenham fans around the world who don't have anything like what you have. They don't have the ability to just go, bollocks, I'm going to get on a first-class flight to Dubai for warm weather training. We don't have that. We have nothing. We have so little going on in our lives. The world is pissed off with everyone. It would be really nice if you could just find it within yourselves to stop thinking about you and start thinking about us for 5 minutes. Please, please don't do this. Do not go down without a fight. Please find it within yourselves to fucking show some backbone. And I don't know if that message can come across from anybody other than a few carefully selected fans who are long-term servants of the football club. I'm not talking about the trust. I'm not talking about change for Tottenham. I'm
Real
not talking
fans.
about protesters. I'm talking about I don't know how you carefully select the right people to not go mental, Johnny. And I'm speaking a little bit ad lib here, but you understand the point I'm making, right?
Yeah, no.
Maybe the gumption that they need can come from like fan engagement in the short term.
Are we entitled? Listen, are we entitled? You know, Everton and Arsenal in 1919 are the only two clubs that haven't been relegated. You know, do we deserve to be relegated? I mean, listen, I watched the Chelsea-Arsenal game yesterday, right? Chelsea had players out, right? But Chelsea played with heart. They played like they wanted to win. I see lesser teams. I saw Leeds playing with heart and passion. I saw Burnley 3 down. They didn't give up. They didn't drop their heads. I see Wolves players with nothing to play for but their pride. Suddenly, they're now winning games. They're now fighting for games. Yeah, they're doing something because they believe that they're on a mission for. They could roll over and just say, "I can't be asked. I'll go again next season."
They're fighting.
West Ham
are fighting.
Yeah.
Leeds are fighting against City. Tottenham haven't put up a fucking fight in months, mate.
No,
not in months.
No, it's been embarrassing, mate. The Chelsea games, the Arsenal games.
They need to remember, they're not. It's not a job. It might be a job to them. And Mickey van der Ven is down tools. He's playing as captain right now. He doesn't give a fuck. Mickey, if you're listening, right? If you're listening, bro, I know you might go and good luck to you. Enjoy your fucking career. Good luck to you, bro. But whilst you're here, fight for us, bro. Fight for us for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. Stick around. I think he has. And fucking put up, bro, because you're pissing us off. It doesn't you care, but it matters to us. It might not matter to you, but it matters to us. That's all I'm saying.
The body language after they went 2-0 up, and he's the captain. He should be there going, "Come on, boy, come on, we can do this. We can get back in the game." No. I saw Ashley Barnes in the 97th minute when he scored what he thought was the equaliser to make it 4-4, going, "We can get one more. We can get one more."
Yeah,
right.
And they almost did.
And they almost did. Look, I look at Arsenal when they're playing right now, and they didn't play great yesterday. Chelsea were the better team. Arsenal looked very nervous in that second half. Even with 10 men, they were backs to the walls for the last 10 minutes because they're in preservation mode, right? They're not playing a massive attracting football, but what are they doing? They're winning games of football. And when all's said and done, if they walk off with that title, that's all anyone's going to care about. But they are fighting. They are fighting for every ball. You can see every player's committed.
All I want, mate. That's all I want to see. I don't care. If you go down swinging, you go down swinging. So be it, right? If you're beaten by the better man in any battle, right? In any battle, someone has to win and someone has to lose. But you don't go down on your knees, man. You don't do it like the way that we're doing it. You don't do it that way, you know? Honest to God, I think if you put 11 Tottenham fans that have played semi-professional football, they'd be able to put up a bigger fight right now. Like it looks like we don't care. Like it's a soulless effort. The football club is on its knees. Get that, but there's nothing that the people above the problem, the bigger problem, nothing they can do right now. There's 25 people in the squad. However many of them are fit. Those guys have to just remember They won't be here for a long time, but whilst they're here, they can forge themselves in greatness if they just figure it out. Like, and I haven't seen anything from any of them, not one of them. And in the second half yesterday, Matty's Tell comes on the pitch and he's shown the same consistent thing that he's always shown, Johnny. I know that Tottenham fans seem to have and I think this is a fault of certain channels in the YouTube space that have decided that when we talk about the poorness, the weakness of our squad, they put Odebear and Matty's Tell in this kind of framework, that they are the names that we give to summarize how weak our team is. You're wrong. You're wrong. Matty's Tell is the sort of guy you need right now. Matty's Tell's the guy that should be starting every game. It's a disgrace that he hasn't played. People have decided, the influential people have decided that he's not good enough. And then a lot of their sycophants in the fan base talk about the fact that Tell and Odebear aren't good enough. You know what? Matty's Tell, and dare I say it, Johnny, Richarlison.
Who is good enough? Who is bloody good enough? They're delusional.
It's not about quality right now. It's about fucking fight. And Richarlison should be first name on the team sheet. And the second name on the team sheet should be Matty's Tell. Because those guys know what it's like. They care. I don't rate Richarlison as a footballer, but I rate him to get the ball in the back of the net. He kept Everton up. He kept Everton up.
He's designed for the fight. He's designed for the fight.
Matty's Tell's up for the fucking fight. Conor Gallagher, you put him in the middle. Don't put him on the right fucking wing. You put him in the middle, play him where he's supposed to be played. You don't put Archie Gray over here on the left, which is just insanity, right? You put players where they're supposed to be. You let the young kid Sousa have a crack, right? He's got something to prove. Give him a fucking go. Play balanced football and let the players that want to fight for their position have a fucking crack at it.
If
we go down swinging, I'm okay with it. If we go down like a damp squib like we're currently doing, Johnny, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it.
I'm not okay. And all the thing
I'm not okay with it. A lot of other things that are going on. Sorry, Johnny.
And all this thing about Cuti Romero, he told you, they're singing it, Cuti Romero. Hang on. I'm a fan of Cuti Romero, but Cuti Romero is one of the reasons we're in this fucking mess as we are now. Missing 4 games. 4 games. We need you in the backbone there, fighting.
100%. But the second that he is available again, he has to come straight back into the team and he has to fucking he has to fix it. He has to fix it. He has to I've got no time for him, but he is also a fighter. He is also a fighter. I think his mind goes AWOL a lot of the times, but he says all this bollocks. You know what, Romero? You get back into that team the second that you can, and you fix the shit that you put us in. There's players like him, players like Matty's Tell, players like Richarlison and players like Conor Gallagher. He has to be played.
And Paulinho.
And Paulinho. 100% Paulinho. 100% Paulinho. And then we see where we are. Then we give it. And then if we still get beaten, then just don't go down without a fight. And right now we're going down like a limp biscuit.
Listen, I look at teams like, David Moyes' Everton, right? They don't have a fantastic squad. Yeah, the guys pushing for Europe. They're undefeated in their last 6 games. With the David Moyes team, they're going to fight tooth and nail. Then you can never rule them out. They were complaining they didn't have strikers, they didn't have this. He was complaining his squad's not good enough. He's gone into a team that was struggling under Sean Dyche. And this season, he's performing fantastic feats. I mean, unbeaten in 6 away games. I see fight in these clubs. I don't see anything in it. The league's going to be very tight now between what's this? UEFA hands Spurs a suspended ban. What?
A suspended ban on away fans for 1 European match after 3 fans made Nazi salutes at their match versus Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany. Ban will be invoked if any repeat. So, if if you guys go to Atletico Madrid and you do something naughty next Tuesday, then there'll be an away match.
Okay. But you're not meant to have any allegiance to any political group. And yet Galatasaray had a huge Palestinian flag, the whole width of the stadium. I thought you not meant to make no comments about that. Same with Celtic. What happened to that? There seems to be a rule for one and a rule for other.
Yeah.
What's this?
Another news. Ornstein's broken this one, saying Tottenham Hotspur players face wage cuts if relegated from the Premier League.
Not all of them.
Contracts include clauses to lower salary vast majority by 50% in event of going down. So we were speaking about this before, Johnny. It looks like Daniel Levy put these provisions in place years ago, making sure that if we are in the event of, we spoke about this the other day when we last did a show on Saturday, I think it was, or Friday. Provisions placed in all deals under Levy, so Tottenham have some financial protection from Ornstein, which is good news. So my chairman has protected us once again from beyond the grave, my man. You know, he's made sure that if certain players, if we do go down, that they're going to have to take a 50% pay cut. That's good news, I guess. But
yeah, ban the individuals. Why are 3,000 punished for 3 idiots? Just ban the 3 fans. Ban the 3 fans. No problem.
Yeah, well, not the first time. You've seen it. We've seen it before with Eastern European teams that have, massive bans. Wasn't Maccabi Haifa? Well, why were they banned? For their own protection or some bollocks from the Aston Villa game? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but it turned out that was a load of political nonsense as well. But look, the thing is, football's corrupt. FIFA's corrupt. UEFA are corrupt. And I'm meant to believe that the PGMOL are beyond reproach. He was the good guy.
I told them they didn't listen. I didn't listen. I always get my chairman right in the second season.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't believe for 1 minute, Sean, that all of the players are on a relegation clause. I believe that Conor Gallagher has that, but I also believe that Conor Gallagher will have a get-out clause because he came when we were already in the shit. And if his agent was doing his job, that's what it will be. Should we do the predictions for the...
Yeah, let's do the predicciones. We've got any super chats? Let's do some super chats first. Big up to Chudini. Love you, my man. Thank you so much, bro. Always here, always supporting. Choo-choo to you. Choo-choo to you, my man. And we got one from... what are you doing, Johnny? You're on Twitter at the same time as talking.
No. I'm just checking. I just had a phone call. I just muted. Sorry, mate.
It's all right. And a user says ENIC and VAR should go down together. Worrying times. Big up to you, a user, man. I hope you're okay, buddy. Thanks very much for your support. Let's do the prediction. We got an update for you guys. The last 2 weeks have been calculated, and the chat have really messed up. But let's find out why as we look at the predicciones for this week.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws.
So just so you know, people that are wondering whether or not I had everything documented, I've got every single thing. It's the first time I've shown it. I've got every single thing documented, every single predictione and every single goal scorer all lined up here. And because we haven't spoken for the last couple of weeks about this, we've got the doors on the scores on the doors. This section here was the weekend before last, where unfortunately the chat only got 2 points. They only got 2 correct. I'm not sure who it was who did it. 2 correct results. Everything else they got entirely wrong. And nil point for Rayan. Mukalele got 0, as did Taubi. This is when I'm not sure what happened there, but I managed to get 6 points in total. Johnny on the march with 7, and then on the weekend that's just gone. So Johnny said that I wanted to have Mbumo, but I looked in after he put it in. I'd already had Mbumo, so I changed it to Sade. Did do it, Johnny, before the game started. He did manage to get a goal. Johnny went for Sesko, got a goal. Mwani obviously did nothing on that particular game. And the results from last weekend were that Johnny, once again, I think actually, Johnny, this might be the best single score weekend of anyone this season. And you are making a very, very interesting late run into
I'm like the Wolves. I've got a new manager.
Mate.
I got a new manager.
Coming up strong. 13 points just gone. I managed to get 10 for myself. And the chat, another poor performance. Nil point in the goal scorer from Mwani, but also only 4 points for 4 correct results, but no correct score lines. And it brings the scores, guys, in the doors to I'm on hang on, that can't be right. I'm on 120. What am I on? I'm 220. My bad. That's 220. 220 versus 178 versus 186. So those of you in the chat that thought you were catching yours truly, well, actually, what's more likely right now is that Johnny's going to catch you. There is now only 32 points separating.
Guys, it's not over until it's over. You've seen a week where you can have an absolute mare and score 2 points, and you can score 13, 14. It can be
42 points between Johnny and myself, but only 8 points separate second and third. It's becoming a little bit too easy for me, guys. I don't know what to say. You ready to do some score predicciones, Johnny boy?
Yes, I am. Let's go through them. Okay, who's going to do the predictions for the chat?
Yeah, we need someone in the.
Make sure you get someone who knows what they're doing.
Stop it, Sean. Says the Spurs 5. Who, is that Stella or is that Lubo?
Probably Lubo.
Who is it from the Spurs 5 who's come chiming in? Come chiming.
Be Lubo.
Lubo.
Yeah,
Lubo.
Must be Lubo. Must be Lubo.
Who wants to do it?
Me, says Sportscaster.
Jasper, big up to you, Jasper. It's a Hugo's son.
Where's Jasper?
Hugo is a young lad, very, very mature, incredibly intelligent for his age. Lovely kid. He's, I think you're 11 or 10 years old, but you're very, very, very mature, mate. Are the chat okay with Jasper doing it? I'm okay with Jasper doing it. I think
I'm okay. I'm okay with Jasper doing it. In fact, I welcome Jasper doing it.
I think Jasper's got more knowledge and more insight than any of these bastards in the chat right now. Let's be entirely honest. All right, Jasper, you're the man. You're the man. You're stepping up, bro. You're stepping up. Johnny, I need to get the predictions, the score, the games in there. What's the first game this weekend, mate?
Right, Bournemouth versus Brentford. Bournemouth off a 1-1 draw at home to Sunderland. Bit surprising that one because I thought Bournemouth were on a run. I think unbeaten about 7 or 8 games. I thought they would beat Sunderland, but they didn't. And Brentford, off the back of that, another great win. Well, bit lucky, I would say. But Brentford right now in 7th, 2 points behind Chelsea in 6th.
Yeah.
They're going for European football. I still think, though, that Bournemouth will have too much for Brentford. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win over Brentford.
You're going for 2-1 to Bournemouth, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go for... Hang on, let me just make sure I've got that in the right space. There we go. Is that right? Sorry, let me just get the scores correctly. I'm going to go for... Don't forget, Jasper, get your score in. Bournemouth versus Brentford. I'm going to go for... I think it's going to be a score draw. I'm going to go for 2-2.
I can't see Jasper's one because my screen's frozen for some unknown reason.
Jasper, what are we doing here? Where are you, Jasper?
If Jasper does well here, Hugo needs to buy him a Danish pastry.
Where is Jasper? Where is he? Sportscaster, great. Yeah, you're in, Jasper. You got to get your scores in early, then, mate. I need to see them early. He's going 3-1 Bournemouth. 3-1 Bournemouth. Bournemouth at home. Yeah, fair enough. All right, then. Next one is that Everton Burnley, Johnny.
Everton Burnley. Everton fantastic away from home right now. At home, a bit hit and miss. Burnley trying to face redemption after the weekend, but Everton going for European football. Where are they now? They sit with 40 points, 5 points behind Chelsea. I think Everton are going to have too much for Burnley, even though they're making a fight of it. And I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
2-1 to Everton. I'm going to join you on that one. 2-1 Everton as well. Actually, no, I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 to Everton for me. No problem at all. What we saying there, young man? Where's my man? Sportscaster. 2-2. 2-2. Interesting.
Big chance
Leeds
to that one.
versus Sunderland.
I think Leeds have got too much at home. I'll be honest with you. Only 3 teams have beaten them this season: Spurs, Villa, and I think it was Arsenal. Was the other one. But they've given everyone a really tough game, even if you did come out with something from the game. I think there's too much at stake for Leeds to let this one go. And I'm going to go again, Leeds 2, Sunderland 1.
Leeds 2, Sunderland. Really interesting. Yeah, Sunderland are a little bit, they're not quite as good as they were, are they?
Well, they drew away, as I said, against Bournemouth on the weekend. So they're putting up a fight. They did sink down quite low, but listen, they got 37 points. They're only 3 points off of 8th. It's very tight and congested. Only where we are is not congested. But I fancy that will be a Leeds win, a hard-fought win at that.
Jasper's going for 2-1 to Sunderland. I'm going for 1-1 on that one.
Okay.
I think a score draw. Difficult game to predict though. Sunderland are a very good team, but Leeds good. I think you actually might have that one locked in there, Johnny. Wolves versus Liverpool.
Where do you go with this one? Although
Liverpool 2, Wolves 0.
Okay. I'm going to go for Now, Liverpool is quite interesting because Ryan was saying that Wolves have got the least goals conceded from set pieces, and Liverpool are currently top of the set piece league, having appointed a new set piece coach after being bottom. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
You're going for 2-1 Liverpool?
Yeah.
Okay. What Sportscaster saying? What are we saying there, my man? What are we saying there, youngster? Where are you? 4-1 Liverpool. Oh, interesting.
4-1.
4-1 Liverpool.
Someone's just saying, does Johnny just predict 2-1 every game?
You do, yeah.
I don't.
Brighton versus Arsenal. I think Brighton might have a little bit to say about this one. I think it's one of those games where Brighton might turn up.
Well, they were struggling. Hotspur struggling to get any points. Tough game for what's that? I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
As am I. Interesting. And we love that. We'd love
to see things you love to see. Yeah, I think
a lot of people going for 2-2.
Are they? Interesting.
And changed his mind. Sean, he said 3-1.
That's fair enough. Is that for the Liverpool game?
It's fine. You can say Sportscaster 2-2 as well. Everyone's going for a 2-2 on that one. Desmond's galore.
I think the thing is that 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, you would have put Arsenal comfortably down for this, but they've suddenly got a bit of something about them again. Brighton, thankfully, at long last. So I think this is going to be a tight one. How about Villa versus Chelsea, Sean?
Oh, hang on. You're going in a different direction to me.
Okay. Go on. You go for your one. You got next.
Go on. Aston Villa, Chelsea. Let me write it in. Aston Villa, Chelsea.
Villa struggled at home.
In Aston Villa, Chelsea, I'm going to go for 1-1.
Interesting, this one, because Villa are 6 points clear of Chelsea, but they're struggling at home, looking a little bit leggy. Chelsea might be a bit peed off with what's going on. I think Garnacho will start. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea win.
2-0 Chelsea. Oh, hang on. 0-2 then, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you not see the screen, Johnny?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Can you call out some of the? Can you sort out what Sportcaster's saying?
Hang on. Sportscaster 3-1. Sorry.
3-1 to Villa.
To Villa, yeah.
3-1 to Villa. Okay. Man City Forest.
We need Man City big time here. I'm not sure if they'll risk Erling.
No problem at all.
I think it's going to be 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah. Don't know if
saying,
Haaland will be back.
Where's my youngster? What's he saying? By the way, youngster, how did you get on in the basketball? In fact, I'll find out afterwards. Don't let me distract
Sorry,
you.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1. Hang on.
Sportscaster
Sportscaster 2-2.
Wait. Sportscaster said 1-1.
Okay.
Where'd you get 3-1 from?
Hang on 1 second. It must have froze. Hang on 1 second. Where is he? Sportscaster's 1-1. Which was that for?
Hang on. He said he's gone to 3. He's gone to 1-3 for the Liverpool game. He's changing things here. And then, sorry, for the Aston Villa Chelsea game, what were you saying for the Aston Villa Chelsea game?
I think he's got 1-1.
1-1. Is he saying 1-1? Yeah. 1-1. Okay. So 1-1 for the Villa Chelsea game, and then now we need the Man City Forest game.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0, but see what he goes for that.
He's saying 1-1. He's saying 1-1 as well for the City Chelsea game. Okay. Sorry, for the City Forest game.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Everything's. I just want to make sure because we're getting a little confused here. Jasper, are you saying 1-1 for the City game? He's 10 years old, lad. He's 10 years old, but he's got his head on his shoulders.
2-0. He's gone. 2-0 for Man City.
2-0 for City. Okay, 2-0 for City. Okay.
We're back on track.
Right.
And Newcastle v Man United.
Fulham versus West Ham first. Fulham versus West Ham.
Wow. Well, you would expect in this current form Fulham to win this comfortably, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that West Ham are going to get something out of it. I'm going 2-2.
You ran 2-2. I've gone 2-1 to Fulham. I've gone 2-1. You've gone 2-2. We're now on the Fulham game. Jasper, what are we saying here, mate?
What's he gone for?
3-2 Hammers.
3-2 Hammers. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Worrying. And second last.
Newcastle versus Manchester United, Johnny. What are we saying, mate?
Well, Newcastle desperately need to find a win from somewhere. I mean, they're going backwards at the moment. Only got 36 points. I think this is going to be a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle.
And he's gone 3-3. Everything's possible. Well, Newcastle, Man United.
He's got that youthful exuberance, isn't he? Yeah, okay, we'll go for it. And then the big one for both teams, Tottenham versus Palace, the biggest 6-pointer of all 6-pointers, in my opinion. It's a massive one. I know Palace are safe probably, but it's a massive night for Tottenham. Johnny, what are you saying?
I'm going to go 2-2. A late equaliser sends the crowd delusional. That we're going to stay up 2-2.
Mate, I am torn on this one. I think we're going to lose. I think we're going to lose 1-2. I think Palace are going to beat us 2-1. I think it's going to be...
Nothing would surprise me. Let's see what Sportscaster says. 1-0. Palace.
He said
1-0 Palace.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, mate. All right, then. There we go. Now, the last thing we need to get is scorers on the doorers. Jasper, you can't use any of these names. You have to pick a player that hasn't been picked before. If you get a point, you get a point for every assist. You get a goal for every 3 points for every goal. You're not allowed to use Mawani, Rayan, Buendia, Wilson from Fulham, Mbumo, Fernandez, Xavi Simons, Bruno Guimaraes, Richarlison, Cunha, Ekitike, Shirky, Saka, Barnes, Thiago, Foden, Odebear, Bowen, Rogers, Gakpo, Voltemade, Haaland, Grealish, Kudus, Rice, Richarlison, or Salah. So most of the natural names you'd think of to score a goal, not allowed now. We're getting into the real depths of what's available. Johnny, you're not allowed to use Delap, Guacarez, Pedro, Mateta, Evanilson, Foden, Saka, Gordon, Welbeck, Bowen, Cunha, Haaland, Voltemade, Mawani, Madueke, Ekitike, Bowen, Wirtz, Calvert-Lewin, Semenyo, Mawani, Solanke, Mbumo, Jesus, Palmer, Mukiele, or Sesko. And I'm not allowed to use Sade, Talby, Cherky, Martinelli, Brobby, Harry Wilson, Calvert-Lewin, Reinders, Visser, Esteval, Pedro, Evanilson, Muani, Foden, Isak, Thiago, Welbeck, Watkins, Jesus, Voltemade, Haaland, Grealish, Salah, Guacarez, Johnson, Semenyo, or Ekitike.
I'm going to go for Richarlison.
You're going for Richarlison. Okay. I'm going to go for Bowen. I'm going for Bowen. Pretty sure I haven't used him. Yeah, no, I have not used him. Okay. What are you saying, young man? What are you saying, lad? What are you saying?
What's he saying? Who's he going for? Who's he going for?
Might take a second because it's hard work to hear the names and then to think of someone that hasn't been said. So
I'm sure he'll find it.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat sitting there giving him all the words, all the fucking advice under the sun.
Vicario. Someone's giving him Vicario.
Somerville.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good choice. It's a good choice. Against Fulham. He's scoring goals and he's certainly assisting.
Sean, the chat needs some help. The chat needs a lot of help because they're at the moment they are in all sorts of strife.
Nah, it can all change around in a couple of weeks. It's changed in a couple of weeks and it can go back.
Big up to you, Jake. Jasper, well done, mate.
Sean, can I just, the one thing before we go, I just want to talk about the fact that I thought the Premier League is meant to be neutral. Can you explain to me why the Premier League is mocking our goalkeeper?
What do you mean?
They posted a video, right, of Vicario taking a free kick that just, when he just booted it. Do you remember when he just, yeah. And Spurs have complained. They went, whoops. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if there's no agenda to Spurs, why they picked out Spurs? Do you think they would have mocked Arsenal?
No.
Or Manchester City?
Of course not. Yeah.
I mean, are we fair banter?
They took it down. They took it down, apparently.
I'm not sure if they've taken it down, though, on X. I think they took it down on Instagram, but I think it's still on X. I mean, no bias at TalkSport. Yeah, TalkSport mock Spurs every day. We are centre of the mocking universe, Sean. I'm not sure if it's going to change.
What it is, mate. That's why you need some leaders to stand up.
Guys, hit the guys before you go. Please hit the like button. Help the algorithm, and please hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Let us know where you're from and who you support. And if you're listening on audio, please give us a follow. Loads of you listen on audio, but a load of you don't press the follow button. It doesn't really hurt you, but it certainly helps us. So if you manage to get to do that, that would be great. And as I said, don't forget our sponsor, OK Jersey, where you can get great sporting clobber, especially if you're thinking about anything for the World Cup coming up. We know we've got people from all over the world that watch us. So go on there, OK Jersey, and enter the code FINC, FINC, to get an extra 8% off at checkout. Guys,
Cheers, guys.
Thanks very much. It's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from that geezer. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.